everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about my Franklin Covey goals and filling out my planner inserts. We're going to start with the Franklin Covey goals and roles, not goals, I guess roles and values. We're going to start with this one today, and then I'm going to see how much I can get filmed. So a couple of notes before we start is, this is video number 3, so if you haven't got the first 2, I'll link them. And the other thing is that I'm really kind of planning on how I'm doing or setting up my binder. So part of me wants to go to a compact size for my work binder. I have so much stuff like stuck into my classic. I love classic. Classic is the size that works for me. I work from home, so for me it makes more sense to have a classic. It's not like I have to tote it everywhere. But if I have appointments and stuff, sometimes I like having a smaller version so that I don't have to take a huge planner with me everywhere. But everything is in my classic, and I have all of my inserts for my classic. I love my classic. I have the most variety of binders in classic, so I haven't quite decided what I want to do. Part of me wants to just stay in my classic for everything, but the room, even in 1.5-inch rings, I feel like I have no room. So I'm not quite sure. I'm on the edge. I'm on the verge of kind of like splitting up my binders. Maybe I'll have 2 classic size. Maybe I'll have one for personal, one for work. I don't know. I do have 3 compact size binders, and I could easily swap over into one of them for either personal or work, but I haven't decided. So if you guys have any suggestions, like, I know we've talked about this in the past where especially when you work for yourself, when you work from home, it's nice to have your work stuff integrated with your home stuff, because if I have an appointment, for example, I need to know when that appointment is so that I can film for it if I need to for makeup, or if I have time to film during the day if I have an appointment. So it's nice to know and to see everything on one monthly schedule, but at the same time, I feel like I don't have enough room. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. And it's just really reevaluating my system, seeing if all of my tabs in my binder still work for me. And I think I'm going to change it up this year. So you guys are going to be in for a treat when we do the binder walkthrough, because there's going to be a lot of new information, a lot of new things going on. So yeah, stay tuned for those videos because they will be coming soon. So let's get started without further ado. I have already highlighted these are some of the roles that I feel strongly about, and then probably not everything, obviously. And then these are the values. So I'm going to start there.
I don't think we got enough time to sort out all the fights, sort out all the lies. Oh baby, yeah. There was a part of me that knew that, and still I'm caught by surprise. I thought you'd always be mine. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for sure. I just thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no it's no more, no. I got so high on a low. That's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know. Yeah, now, no it's no more, no. I really thought we had it covered. Was gonna patch up all the scars, but we smashed up all the parts. Oh na na na. Always knew that you were stubborn, but didn't know it'd be so hard to figure out who you really are. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, 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 down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. Yeah, we keep moving like the river goes. Baby going down, 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 down. Yeah. And I thought, it's time I'm letting you go. This time I know it for
All right, guys, so I feel like that was a lot, and my hand is officially numb. So let's talk about this quickly. So I chose the values of respect, patience, loyalty, love, honesty, learning, courage, career, and beauty. So when you go and fill out your sheets, you don't have to fill out every single one. Okay. It's just like having goals. You don't have to feel pressured to have more than if you only have four, then that's okay. You don't have to feel pressured to have more than that. But these kind of are my core values. So, kind of the things I want out of my life. And to start with respect. So, I guess respect and loyalty kind of are one in one. So, um, for myself, there are things I want to work on for my personal growth. For instance, um, not talking about people behind their backs. And I know a lot of us do that. Like, I find myself doing it, even though I'm like, why am I doing that? And it'll be to like another family member or whatever. And it's not healthy. It's not constructive. It's not, there's a lot of things that it's not, right? But the important thing is that if you find yourself doing it, you have to say, okay, why am I doing it? I notice I'm doing it. I need to stop. So, respect is more than just that, though. It's like taking care for the people that you love. It is making sure that you respect people's belongings. So, don't break people's stuff. Like, make sure you take care with it. Um, you listen to people. So, one of my big things, like, I am a good listener, I feel like, but I also like to give advice sometimes where it's not wanted or needed. And so, part of me wants to take a step back and then just listen more. And then if my opinion is wanted, then I can share. But I just want to maybe give them the respect that they deserve and not mix my 2 cents in right away. And then also appreciate the value other people bring to the table. So, for instance, my husband, it's easy to take other people for granted, right? Like, especially if you've been in a relationship with them for a long time. So, it's important to tell people, to tell your loved ones how you feel about them. So, for instance, I could say, tell my loved ones how much I appreciate them. You can do that by saying thank you if they do something nice for you, or just say, I love you. I'm so glad you're in my life, something like that. As for patience, so I put patience down because I find myself running short on patience. A lot of that has to do with me being pregnant and my hormones and stuff like that right now. But I find with 2 kids, it's already a little rough. And you find yourself yelling at your kids. And um, I also have to think about, like, hey, they don't understand. Why am I yelling at them? Calm down and talk to them in a rational manner because that's the example that they see, and I don't want them to think that that's okay. That's not an okay behavior. So I want to give them my time and energy, and I have to remember that other people don't think the same as I do. So, and also my thinking isn't always correct either. Um, Again, listen more, talk less, show wisdom in dealing with other people, kids, which kind of comes down to listening more instead of just like talking and not overreacting. That's a big one. Okay. Loyalty. So, again, not talking about people behind their backs, support and defend my loved ones. Love, show love to my family and my pets and any of my loved ones. But an important one that a lot of us miss is showing love to ourselves. So, people talk about self-care a lot, how they have self-care or mental days, but honestly, guys, you need to work that stuff in every day. So if buying something makes you feel good, go and buy that thing. If having a bath makes you feel good, don't make a specific day or don't wait until you're going to crash and you need time to yourself. Do that every day. Schedule time in for yourself every week. And it shouldn't have to be about mental clarity or um, self care. You don't need to have a huge blowout to treat yourself and just make sure you schedule time for it. Like, do it all the time, work it into your daily routine. And then spend time who not only matter to you but also who respect you. So if you have any of those negative Nellies in your life, try to distance yourself from that because that kind of makes life harder to it makes it harder to function in our world, in our society today. Okay, so honesty is another value. So I don't believe in lying. I am honest to a fault. I tell the truth even if it hurts. And, you know, I want to say it's something I'm proud of. And sometimes I'm not always proud of it, but I am proud that I'm not lying. So I'd rather tell the truth, even if it was embarrassing or if it hurt people. I'd rather hurt them than lie to them. And it's only because I would rather somebody tell me the truth and be honest with me so that if there's something that I need to fix about myself or something I've said, that I can go and do that. Because I think that is part of like self care. I truly believe that. I also think it is part of being respectful and diligent in dealing with other people. And yeah, I think it's a very good trait to have, is to be honest. Okay. And also that kind of talks about open communication. If you're not a good communicator, you do not have healthy relationships. I was reading this yesterday and I can't remember where I read it, but maybe it was at the doctor's office actually. I went to go get prescription refill. And proper communication is actually part of mental health. So if you hide your emotions and you don't communicate, it's actually classified as a mental health issue. And how many of us do that? How many of us don't say what we mean or what we feel or what we want to say? And it kind of comes down to honesty. You don't want to hurt somebody, but and there is a time and a place to say certain things, right? But you want to be honest as well. And you do want to have that open communication because if you hide stuff, it doesn't make you happy and it doesn't make the other person happy in that relationship. So it's important to me. Learning, it's important for me to learn all the time. I talked about going back to school, and right now that's not in the cards for me because it costs money, obviously. And what's the point of me going back to school if I'm not doing anything related to my work? And so I force myself, not just force myself, because I enjoy learning. I learn through watching videos, I learn through reading books, I learn from my kids, I learn from other people. And I want to use that learning as a form of personal growth so I can always improve myself. Okay. Courage. So I have to say this, but it honestly takes courage to live in today's world. It's kind of a scary world. What do you think about it? I think about all the responsibility I have on myself right now, and I realize how much courage it takes to kind of get through my life. A lot of us just put up and shut up and we just go and do what we need to do, which is what I've been doing. But you actually think about it, like you're responsible. If you have kids, you're responsible for those little people and for taking them to school and for driving every day. Look how many people get into accidents. I have courage simply by getting into my car and taking my kids to school. And not just that, but just like waking up every day for those people who suffer from depression or anxiety. It takes courage to face the day sometimes. So for everybody who are going through different mental health issues or physical health issues, even, it takes courage to face what you don't want to necessarily face. But for me, I want to try to have courage also as an example to my kids because they're learning from us. Like even when we don't think they're learning from us, that they are, and that's also scary. So to try to have courage, to try to be a good person, to try to be a leader, to be honest, to have patience, like all of these virtues. I feel like there are a lot of virtues too, not just values, but anyway, okay, so then I have career. So obviously this year is all about balance. So you guys will see that in my Cultivate What Matters goal planning. It's mostly for me about balance. But in saying that, I still want to get ahead in my business. So as you guys might know, I have my own business. I have a sticker shop. I have it available on my website, but I also run through Etsy. I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to quit Etsy or not because Etsy takes a lot of fees and I'd rather run through my website. And then I want to just get ahead. So I want to grow my business, not to the point of like hiring employees, maybe hiring people. I don't know. I like doing everything myself. I like being in control. It's my business. So I don't necessarily want, like, I'm doing it for my own happiness. If it gets to the point where I can't do it by myself anymore, then maybe I think about freelance work or something or getting friends and family to help me. But until that point, I like doing it myself. I just want to be able to support my family doing something that I love. And that was always my goal. I worked at Sobeys for 16 years and I hated my life. I was depressed. I was anxious. I cried all the time. And it was horrible. Like, I honestly fell into a deep depression from that. I want to be happy. I want to be happy doing the things that I love. And now that I'm home with my family, I'd be a stay at home mom anyway. I truly appreciate that I'm given the opportunity right now to be able to work from home and do what I love. Okay, and then beauty, I want to see the beauty in all things. So I'm talking simple things like going outside in spring on my step, having my coffee, and listening to the birds. That is beauty. I love that. I love that idea. That's like one of my favorite things to do. Or looking at a beautiful sunrise or sunset. That's also amazing. I want to be able to create beautiful things. So, either in my artwork, when I do my makeup, I appreciate beauty. I appreciate karaoke, even. I want to sing at karaoke. Haven't been able to do a lot of that right now because I'm pregnant, but hopefully in the new year, once my newborn is a little bit older and I can get a babysitter, hopefully I can go back to karaoke more and do more of that because it's also a passion. That's another thing I could say, using my passions to inspire other people. Okay, so that's it for my values. So next I'm going to move on to my rules. Okay, so we'll fill this out and then it's only the one page, so you get 5 rules and then it'll be onto some journaling stuff. Okay.
Sure, just thought I should let you know, yeah, no, it's no more, no. I got so high on a low, that's when I loved you the most. Now I thought I should let you know, yeah, no, it's no more, no, it's no more, we don't know, no, it's no more, we don't know, no, it's no more, no, we don't know, no, it's no more, we don't know, no, it's no more, we don't know, no, it's no more, no, yeah. I guess our dreams fell asleep. There's no passion in the comatose. Baby going down, down, down. Baby going down, 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 down. Tried so hard to stay afloat. We keep moving like the river.
Okay, guys, so these are the main roles in my life. So as CEO, on here I put business owner, so it's kind of the same thing. I want to find balance in my work and family life, right? So that synergistic balance I was talking about as my word of the year. I want to grow my business. I want to keep things interesting for myself so I don't get bored. I always want to continually learn and I want to challenge myself at the same time. So that might mean doing new and interesting things, might mean doing something scary. That's where my courage comes in. Artist, I want to create beautiful things. I want to use art as a form of self-care to make myself feel better. I want to feel good about what I create and I want to create something for me. So in my career, so like doing the things like for my bullet journal and my planning stuff, that I create for my business to share with you guys. And for my art projects, while I can still share that stuff, I was planning on doing a video where I could share all of my previous art with you guys. Sometimes art is very personal, but I want to work on projects that are just for me. I don't want to have to film them. I don't want to do any of that stuff. It's just my time doing what I love, sitting in the moment and enjoying myself. So it's very intrinsic for me. So creating something beautiful for myself. My role as friend. So I want to broaden our communication skills. I want to have girl time. I want to have fun. Okay, a role as wife and mother. So I normally would put wife and mother separate as well as daughter, sister, but I didn't have enough room here. So a wife and mother. I want to spend quality time with my family. I want to plan fun trips, create positive memories, and I want my family to feel loved and cherished. And that goes for me too. So I want them to reciprocate that and make me feel loved and cherished as well. Okay. As for my daughter and sister, I want it pretty much the same thing. Like I want to spend time. I want to make memories. I want to cherish the moments, because I know that, stuff can happen anytime. So I want to make sure that we have good memories, open the lines of communication better, and just be honest with each other, and kind of go from there. All right. So now, activity 3 is the starting point questions. So I feel like I'm running out of time here. So I'm trying to film this stuff early in the morning before my kids wake up. And I think what I'm going to do, so I've got activity 3. There's actually quite a bit of journaling involved in these. Activity 4, and then also activity 5 are the tribute statements, and activity 6, which is the evaluation questions. So what I might do is, if I fill these out, not on camera, and then I might just come back and chat about them with you guys, because there is a lot of journaling here. So I might work on this throughout the day, and then if I get more time tonight, I will finish filming. And then the other thing that I want to do today, if I get time, I have all of the inserts here I want to kind of take care of in this video, is I'm going to fill out my cleaning schedule as well. So again, I might do this on my quiet time, because what I want to do is really go through this and to think of things. And this might change, because this is going to be my cleaning schedule when my baby comes. I'm not sure how much energy I'm going to have, and at the beginning I'm going to have to get help to help clean my house and cook food and stuff, because 3 kids is going to be a lot. But I'm going to fill this out. I'm not going to do a week of, I'm going to erase that, and this is just going to be like an overall like go-to schedule to see kind of like a cleaning routine, right? So I put this in here just in case. I might brainstorm some ideas on here first. And then I'll fill this out, and then we can kind of talk about what my cleaning schedule is going to look like. So I kind of want to do like the Fly Lady based cleaning system, but we'll see what it kind of looks like when I get there. And for tracking, so tracking and routines, this is another thing I forgot to mention. Routines are probably going to be pretty easy, so I might write this out as well. We can talk about that. Same thing with this, because again, I'll have to do like a fall winter one, which this one will be, and then I'll have to do like a summer one, because of course everything changes for the kids in summer. I'll fill this out. And my tracking stuff, I have not decided about this. This is a big one. So you guys, I might not do my bullet journal this year. So right now I had videos prepared. I have not filmed them. I have not even started drawing in a bullet journal. I was going to do a New Year bullet journal setup as well as January setup. And so right now I currently track my weight, I track my moods, I track all of my habits, and I have a dream log, and then sometimes I do scheduling stuff in my bullet journal. But I feel like if I don't do it, I feel like I might be a little lost. And I feel like if I do it, I feel like I'm wasting time, because if I want to add the other stuff into my life, like first of all, I've got the new baby, I want to start doing my art again. If I want to do those things, I'm not going to have time for a bullet journal. And what's the point if I already have my planner? So something I've been wrestling with in my mind, trying to think about, and I was going to start bringing over my tracking and my habits into my planner. But again, that kind of goes along with not having the room in my planner. So if I get rid of my bullet journal, a lot of stuff will be added to my planner, which I don't have room for. So again, that's kind of like 2 in 1. If I get rid of my bullet journal, I might have to have 2 separate planners and keep work and personal separate. I don't know. I'm struggling with that right now. It's a huge dilemma for me. Okay, so then this one, I might fill this out too if we get time. And the big one is, I'm going to show you guys how I set this up. I'm going to go through the first quarter. We'll write out some ideas. And I'm going to washi tape this. I'm going to hole punch it. I'm going to show you guys the whole process in the same video. And we'll go from there. And then these goals, I might do this for the month when I start my January setup, because that makes the most sense. This will be actually active monthly goals instead of like just kind of like a reference material, looking at it as a quarterly perspective. So yeah, so that's going to be exciting. So let's do that. I will come back and we will see you guys in a few minutes here. All right, guys. So, hi, I am back. This is a continuation of my Franklin Covey planner setup for like the goals and the roles and the values and stuff. And we're going to go over my cloth and paper quarterly insert. But I did a whole bunch of journaling stuff that, like, I did it off camera. So I just wanted to quickly chat with you and kind of like talk about it a little bit. So, actually, there's quite a bit to talk about here. I'm just going to bypass all the stuff we've already discussed. We talked about that. I won't be doing these goals from Fancy Plans Co. until the month, so you guys can check that out. And then there's this stuff. So let's start with the Franklin Covey values and roles. So honestly, it did take a little bit of journaling. I did it in like 2 separate sections. So the first one, I just wrote down like all of my roles that I wanted to include. I wrote down my values. And then if you're doing this, like just take your time, right? So I finally came to these values. So respect, patience, loyalty, love, honesty, learning, courage, career, and beauty. And the one I didn't get on here was to be kind. So that is one that I'm working on as well. So for my roles, I have a CEO. So this is to do with my business. Artist. This is to do with obviously like my art projects. Friend, so me and my friends from either my son's school, the other moms, or my best friend Tressa. Wife and mother I put together because I only have 5 roles, only room for 5, and then daughter, sister. Okay, so the starting point questions. So it says, what would you accomplish in your professional life that would have the most positive impact? So I want to be able to grow my business to a point, like eventually, right? Like there's no time frame here, eventually to the point of being able to support my family doing what I love to do. So personal life, I want to buy a new home and I want to be a more kind and understanding person. So these are all the things that I want to be. So whether I am already or whether I want to be more of these, all the things I want to do. So like these are more like dream stuff, except for, well, own new home. That's still a dream, but eventually I could see that happening. Traveling to Costa Rica and New York, that's going to take a little bit more. I'm writing a book potentially. I'm going back to school, maybe, I don't know, maybe auditing some courses and go on more frequent date nights. But again, that's my husband's work. The things I'd like to have, this stuff, I don't really like this question because it's like a little materialistic, but I mean, I guess people still want stuff, right? So new home, more money, a motorhome or a trailer, new Jeep, vacation home, and a truck. As for tribute statements, so I have only tribute statements for my husband, my kids, my best friend. I didn't put my mom on here or anybody else, but I just kind of like professional. I just put something here that I hope people would say. And then evaluation questions. So greatest moments of happiness and fulfillment. This one was actually hard. So having my kids, finding out I was pregnant, YouTube milestones, my first sales on Etsy and my website, and just pretty much like the comments and the interactions I get from day to day. And the most the activities I most find fulfilling and the ones I most enjoy, pretty much my entire business. I love it. What are the activities of most worth in my personal life? So, raising my kids, spending time with my family and my friends, planning because I love planning, spending time with my husband, and doing any of my art stuff. What talents and capacities do I have or want? So I don't really like that because it says, do I have or want? So like, I feel like I'm already at a good point. I don't want anything more. Like, yes, it's always good to have more talents, I guess, but I'm at the point in my life where I'm pretty happy with what I have and what I can do. So I'm artistic. I can sing. I'm smart. I have 2 degrees from the University of Alberta. I feel like I give good advice. I'm a good planner and a good organizer, and I'm super independent, strong mentally and physically, and I know how to do a lot of things. I feel like, in a way, I feel like I'm a jack of all trades. I don't just have one specialty. I do a lot of things really, really well, and I'm not trying to boast or anything. Like, I'm just trying to be honest with myself here. So, how can I best contribute to the world? So, sharing my knowledge of all my talents and capabilities, basically. Okay, so then it was time for the personal mission statement. I just did like a series of statements here. I didn't even do a rough draft. I said, I want to live my life with courage and not have any regrets. I love my family and want to develop healthy, trusting relationships through patience, honesty, respect, and loyalty. I want to develop my friendships and nurture those friendships to develop mutual love and respect. In my career, I want to become someone people respect and admire. I want people to come to me for advice in my specialties. I want to create beauty using my language, speech and writing, and my art. And I want to inspire people through art, planning, and organization to lead better lives. Okay, so that was kind of a quick rundown of my Franklin Covey roles and values. And then I also went ahead and I filled out this kind of weekly ongoing schedule. So this is when my son is going to school. Again, I won't talk about every single thing here, but I ended up doing one for myself, my husband, my son, my daughter, and then baby, but baby isn't here yet. So we'll see how that goes. And they change so quickly. So it doesn't really, I don't know how I would fill that out. But for school anyway, I put what time I would get up, my kind of like what I do during the day. And I don't know if that might change come time when baby comes here, but Monday is a journaling day. Tuesday is sticker design. Wednesday is budget and blogs. Thursday is filming editing. Friday is filming editing. And Saturday and Sunday, hopefully off. And I have the miscellaneous stuff. Like Monday, I get groceries. Tuesday, I get gas because it's really slow at Costco Tuesday morning. And then Thursday, I pay the bills, take out the garbage. Friday is takeout, movie night, and garbage day. And then Sunday, hopefully swimming. And then I just put here orders when they arrive. So that's to do with my business. For my son, I put down what time he goes to school, what time he wakes up, and his studying stuff. And then for my daughter, just what time she wakes up. But I didn't put bedtime. So I do have room to maneuver and to put more things on this. So this is kind of like a weekly schedule, kind of like an ongoing reference chart, if you will. So it's not like I'm not going to follow it to a T. It's just kind of like a reference. So then what I do, or what I did is I did this habit tracker thing here. So I'm going to have a separate habit tracker for my health because I won't be doing a bullet journal anymore. I've already established that in my Franklin plan with me that I did from the 19th to the 25th. I kind of talked about that. And basically this one will go in my I guess it'll go in personal. I don't know. Maybe I might have a tracker section. I'm still working through what I want my planner to look like for the new year. But this tracker, this is from Fancy Plans Co. I've got all the daily trackers on this side. So the things I really want to track, my journaling, I want to do morning and night, reading for more than 20 minutes a day, planner check-in, and expenses. And then my weekly habits, budget, kids journals, tarot oracle, and manifest gratitude affirmations. So I might pull out another one of these. These are for a whole month, so I won't go through them that quickly. And then you can just put like an X on the day that you've done them. And I like that, right? Like if there's no 31, you can just put a line through it. So yeah, so that's pretty good. And then you can also put, whether it falls on whatever day of the week it is, you can do that below if you wanted to. Great. And then my weekly cleaning routine. So I just put something down here quickly. These are the daily ideas, the weekly ideas, and then I don't know if I'm going to follow through with this every week, or if I'm just going to, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. And then if I do extra tasks, I can write it down here and kind of track that as well. Okay. So then I wrote down my routines. So I've got AM skincare, PM skincare. I still have to do videos on this. The weekly skincare, homework routine for my son. And we don't do all of these. Everything that starts is only when it's necessary. The day themes that I have, this might change again when baby comes. Batching tasks, everything that I batch in I do, batching just means if I'm going to film videos, I'll do 5 in one day. Morning routine and evening routine. And these I just copied over from before. Okay, so that is it for that. I'm just going to check my time situation here. I've got a few more minutes. I'm just going to show you how, I won't fill this out until after. My daughter will probably be awake when I fill this out, but it's okay because I kind of fast forward it because there's so much to write. But I'm going to show you how I manipulate these to go from the 8-disc punch to fix it so I can fit it in my Franklin Covey. So these are the 2023 cloth and paper inserts. As you can see, it shows quarter 1. I just love these inserts so much. You've got quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and then some notes and aspirations pages. Okay, so I am going to fast forward this whole part. You guys will see kind of how I do that, and I'll show you. So I've got my classic punch here, and I'm going to get started. If you have any questions about this process, please ask in the comments below. And also, cloth and paper is really thick, so I usually only do 2 papers at a time.
You're gone now. Will you call me back? Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind. It's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your heart, I hope I'll be your end destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you won't let go. I'll be your high when you fall down low. I hope I'll be your end destination. You're far away and yet so close. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, you're up in space. You're inside the noise.
Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you, quickly talk about this. So the first thing I do is I hole punch over top the disc punch, so I can see where the holes are. Then I go ahead and I reinforce the holes so that they don't rip, because of the disc punch, it's already there. Then I put my washi tape on, I trim the sides, I use my, I'll link this tool. This is my Cadomero Pro corner cutter, like it just rounds the corners. And you get 3 different sizes, large, medium, small. I always use the large, and then you can just empty the bottom. Because Franklin Covey inserts come with the inside corners rounded, but the outside stays nice and sharp. And then I washi tape. So yeah, I washi tape, and then I trim down the edges, round the corners, and then I hole punch them again. The problem with it is that number one, this hole punch, this is the second hole punch from Franklin Covey that I've had. Sometimes these don't work that well. One time, like the first time when I owned, I had to throw it out because the punch itself on this side here, it actually bent and it broke right off, which is crazy because I'm not that crazy on my punches. I don't use that much paper in my punches. It's like usually 1 or 2 pages, especially if it's thick paper like this. And then the other problem is that you'll get like this ripped, and then I punched it and it wasn't in all the way because it wouldn't go in all the way, and that's another problem that I've kind of come across. So, but I just wanted to show you guys, like I picked a neutral washi tape this time. It does have rose gold in it, but that's fine. And I just wanted to show you how I do that because a lot of people ask where I get these from. They are cloth and paper, but cloth and paper does not do unpunched inserts, which I really think they should because you'd think it would be like less work for them. So anyway, so now let's go ahead. I will come back to this after, but I'm going to go ahead and fill out quarter 1. I will do that with my daughter around, so you guys won't necessarily have to hear that because that part will be fast forwarded anyway, so you guys won't have to hear my daughter talking until we come back and kind of like chat about all of my goals. So, but if you are curious as to my goals, I do have almost all of my installments of my Cultivate What Matters planner prep up. So guys, go ahead and check that out. I'll link the playlist for you. And I think because that's a good starting point. So Cultivate What Matters to me, it doesn't matter if it's switch companies, they are still like, the planner is still amazing, still has all the good prompts. And even if you don't want to buy it again, you kind of know if you've had it before in previous years. You can kind of just follow along in a journal and do your goals that way, and just follow along with the prompts from previous Cultivate What Matters power sheets. So either way, this system is amazing, and I like to have my goals reiterated throughout my planner because it really helps me follow through, and it helps me remember what's important in my life. So without further ado, let's get started with these.
I can feel you. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your heart, I hope I'll be your destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you won't let go. I'll be your high when you fall down low. I hope I'll be your destination. You're gone now, but you're coming back. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind. It's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. I hope I'll be your destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you.
I think here's what I've established. I kind of like how I've just left this. I'm probably going to have doctor's appointments and stuff. So I left these lines open for doctor's appointments. I put birthdays on the top. I highlighted it with my pink marker here. I tried, like, other than the main stuff, like my February goals, content, and my Franklin planner, I'm not going to be doing a bullet journal. I don't know if I'll continue with my Erin Condren. I think I'll just go with the flow and see how it feels. I might just decorate it with my stickers and then maybe post it on Instagram or something like that. But I'm not gonna like push myself too hard. I already have quite a few things going on in January, so I have to empty my filing cabinet, get everything prepared for the new year, do my future board, establish routine, because again, I don't know what things are going to look like when baby arrives, change my work schedule potentially because again, with baby, get back into work. So I'm taking a couple weeks off starting the 20th of December. I'll still have like my regular Franklin planning videos and my budget videos, but other than that, I'm just taking some time off to relax and recoup. Do my budget open and close. Maybe potentially work on new YouTube intros because I do like to change those up once a year. It's a nice goal to have because it keeps your channel fresh and interesting. And then also, this is like the thing I've added every month. So for January, I'll work on my February goals, February content, February Franklin planner setup, and then the same thing for each other month. So February, we'll probably plan a visit to Red Deer. Just wait until the baby is a little bit older to travel. And the same thing. So I didn't put Swedish death cleaning projects for January just so I get my time to settle in. But then starting February and March, I'll probably like do my desk again, go through my makeup, go through my pens, start on the basement. And then I've listed ideas over here. So stuff that I'm not really sure when would happen, just stuff to work on throughout the quarter. So maybe starting my art project. So maybe start that in January if I have time, just as a relaxation thing. And yeah, so and then also come up with the monthly budget challenges. So that's just saving. I should say monthly savings challenges. I don't know why I said budget. Okay, and then these are just ideas right here. So regular date night starting potentially in March, just so I am home with baby and stuff. Going swimming again on Sundays, and also doing my Facebook buy and sell projects because it's going to be a lot. So anyway, that's it for the first quarter. So I hope you guys like kind of got some ideas of how to fill out all of these inserts. I really do appreciate these ones from Cloth and Paper. They're probably my favorite inserts from them like ever. And you see how I did my little workaround. I fixed the one that broke. I just re-washi taped it and then hole punched it again. But yeah, like it's super helpful to put reinforcements because even though it makes this part a little bit thicker, it also makes sure that because I've double punched it, it had disc punch and hole punch, just makes it so it doesn't break because washi tape isn't the strongest and it will eventually destroy at the edges if you don't reinforce them. So thank you guys so much for watching this whole like kind of series set up for Franklin Planner and all of the inserts I've used. If you have any questions, like I said before, please don't hesitate to leave the question in the comment box below, and I'll be sure to answer it as like best as I can. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Click on the bell notification button, and I will see you guys in my official Franklin setup for January. Bye, guys.